Good morning, and welcome to Chapter 16, Digital Imaging and Photography. My name is Micah Furtick, and I will be presenting on this chapter. So, quick run through of the table of contents. We're going to start with the background, then we're going to move into some recent developments, then we're going to go into the current status of digital imaging and photography, and then we'll go into some factors to watch, and finally a list of references. So first and foremost, the background. Interestingly enough, the first photograph was captured by Joseph Neeps. I'm totally butchering that name, but yeah, you can see his name on the screen. He took a photo of the view from outside his house in Saint-Loup-de-Varennes in 1826, and as you can see, it's very gritty and all in black and white. But this was actually the first photograph ever taken, which I find super interesting. And he used a camera obscura, which is the first camera created. The capture of this image actually involved an 8-hour exposure of sunlight onto asphalt. The process of this was named heliography, which is Greek for sunwriting. It wasn't too long after that, actually about 13 years, that the first self-portrait, or selfie as we call it, was created. This was also where the first photographic process, which was developed by Joseph's business associate, Louis Daguerre, and that process is called the daguerreotype process. Now, over the years, lots of various technology has been created. There is DSLRs, which is digital single lens reflex. There's also mirrorless cameras. Mirrorless is really popular for video and film. I shoot on a Sony A7 II, and that is a mirrorless camera. I also have a Canon EOS M3, also mirrorless, and a Rebel T7i, which is a DSLR. Other kinds of innovations and creations are phone cameras, which are super interesting. They have some incredible capabilities, especially some of the latest Androids and iPhones. One of the reasons I love the Pixel is because of its incredible camera quality for both video and photo. Also, there is image processing hardware and software in phones that has enabled Apple, Samsung, and other companies to improve the image capture capacities of the camera phone. Now, jumping into recent developments. One of the most recent developments over the past couple years is called the Large Synoptic Survey Telescope, which is the world's largest camera. This camera is 3.2 billion pixels and was completed in 2022. Each photo that the LSST captures will be of an area 40 times the size of a full moon. The camera is located in Chile, which is really interesting. You can see here on the image on the screen how the camera is broken down and a little bit of how it works. I think it's really fascinating. It's cool if there's a camera that's huge. A couple other advancements in the field of photography is digital sensor improvement, as well as lens speed. Another development is the experimental optics lens, which is a lens with a incredibly fast aperture at 0.75, which is crazy fast. For me, for video, I usually shoot with an f-stop of 3.5. So having a 0.75 f-stop is crazy. Now moving into current status, the smartphone is revolutionary in the world of cameras and digital imaging. Actually, the smartphone camera is becoming more and more popular in use for content creation. And there's actually a handful, or there's more than a handful, but there's a handful that I follow on Instagram that solely use the smartphone to capture content. So they'll create all kinds of really unique videos. It's very challenging because even though a lot of phones have software that enables non-shaky video, it's still really hard to capture like a lot of it's really hard to capture movement without shakiness if you are moving with the camera. But phones are becoming even more popular because of the camera, and every year Apple and Android has new phones with even better cameras. You can record 4K, which is nuts. There's so many unique things you can do with a phone camera nowadays. Finally, on to factors to watch. There are two things here. First is image manipulation detection. Adobe teamed up with a group of scientists from UC Berkeley to create an AI tool that actually detects manipulated images. So it uses a network called convolutional neural network, which utilizes machine learning to detect even the smallest of changes in a image. So it can essentially determine all the manipulations in an image and return it to its original state. Finally, there is mobile phone batteries. Mobile phone batteries have only gotten better over the years and last crazy long. They can charge lightning fast. I have a Google Pixel and it charges with the USB-C. If I use an Apple cord and power hub, like I have for my computer, my phone can charge from like 10 to 100% in maybe 30 minutes, maybe a little longer. Another really fascinating thing with phone batteries, this is crazy. I worked yesterday at the restaurant and I got in at 4 o'clock. I brought my phone and my speaker with me. I connected my phone to my speaker at 4, and I had music playing from 4 o'clock until just past 10. My phone battery only went down 55%. That's crazy that my battery lasted that long. The speaker battery, on the other hand, was like 10% when I was done with it. But it's just crazy how long it can last. Anyways, that is my presentation. I hope you guys learned a lot. This is a pretty short chapter, but I found it very interesting. I learned several things, especially about the LSST. I thought that was incredibly interesting, and it would be really cool to visit that one day. Anyway, thank you guys.